and welcome back to Season 5 of MD Globe Muscle here at the Rise Media Studio with me, your host, Giles Thomas. And we're joined all the way from Houston, Texas, Rasheed Oldacre.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm really good, man. I'm really good. Rasheed, I've wanted to catch up with you for a while because I first saw you at the 2017 Tampa, mate.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Yeah, so I remember when you turned pro at the Nationals. Was that 2016?
Yes, 2016, the USA's.
No, so because you won that, and then you basically wasted no time going straight into your pro debut. What, was your pro debut at Tampa that year, 2017?
Yes, it was Tampa.
Yeah.
That following year.
Yeah, so you didn't waste any time. Right, so you've just placed third at the Legion. I was so glad because I think finally you really, really nailed that conditioning, mate. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, thanks, man. It was about time, man.
Yeah. Yeah, because you've always had a great physique. I remember when I seen you at the Tampa and I was like, holy shit, that's it. This guy is huge. You've got like almost like Ronnie Coleman level, like chest, back, thickness, your legs, you're carrying so much muscle. But it was frustrating because you weren't nailing the condition. And then I saw you at the Legion and I was like, finally, he's really, really nailed it. So what changed?
A lot of it's changed because, with bodybuilding, I still work a lot of stuff still with the underprivileged youth.
Oh, wow.
So I do a lot of work. I was a program director, so I was doing a lot of work with at a facility. So it was like I was working like maybe 12, 14-hour days and maybe 30 days straight. It was a lot of hard work to do. So yeah. I enjoy it, but up until just before Orlando, I had stepped away from that, from it, because it was, just taking so much, and I wanted to compete, wanted to be more competitive, and so I did that, and started my teaching career, actually, elementary school.
Wow. Yeah,
so I've been doing that, and then the not to say I didn't love the job, because I still do, but the mental stress is way down. Now you're dealing with majority of people that are with a different mindset in a school setting versus residential.
Yeah.
So that really helped. I was sleeping better. I wasn't getting phone calls, because my position required me to be, we had a 24-hour, 365 facility. So I was getting called. I get home at midnight. Somebody call off of work, I got to be back in there at 6, so to cover a shift. So it was like real strenuous on me.
Yeah.
So a lot of missed time at home, a lot of, off season wasn't that good, in my opinion. But once I got some rest, I decided to to do this show a few weeks out.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. After Orlando, I wasn't going to do any more this year.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just knew I was tired and my body needed a break. So I was actually talking with George. Yeah, George Farah.
Farah, yeah.
Yeah, so he I was dead set of not competing, and then he convinced me to compete, one more time. He just, he just helped me focus on the conditioning and just saying, hey, just get solidified, in the top 3, mm-hmm. or, possibly winning, just even with you not even being 100%. So I was like, you're full of crap. but I stuck with the plan, and, when we showed up, it didn't really hit me until I got that first call. I was like, oh man, I really did this thing, mm-hmm. So it's time to get to work.
Thing is, Rasheed, you've been a first call out potential guy for 5 years. Like I said, it wasn't the condition you were bringing. So, I mean, mm-hmm. now you're teaching. Just what do you teach?
Elementary.
Oh, sorry. It's natural overall. Right. Okay. So it's different. Yeah. It's different in the UK. We call it something different. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like you do all core subjects.
Mm-hmm. Do you enjoy it?
Oh, a lot. I like to talk. I like kids. It's just fun. I mean, when you can, I'm actually in the behavior department where I work with all the kids that have a lot of the behaviors in classrooms. They can't be in classrooms. So I work with them in a different setting. So I still get a little bit of what I like to do combined with that. So it's like, the mental health is a lot of fun. I get off at a certain time.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy it.
Much better as a bodybuilder having that kind of time structure rather than being on call and, like you said, working 30 days straight.
Oh yeah, man. Now I can train when I want to. I train, as long as I want to. I train as hard as I want to. So it's been actually getting back to having fun like I used to.
Yeah.
Where I can just focus on it, have fun, take my time if I want to, whatever I want to do in the gym. So last probably about 10 weeks has been great. Good.
So it's obviously helping your bodybuilding now.
Oh, catapulted. Just like you can see a huge difference from Orlando to the Legion. I mean, huge difference. I was able to rest better. I was training harder. I was setting PRs going into the Legion.
Wow.
So I was, So I was just when you can train good, your confidence is there. My confidence at the Legion was the best it's ever been. Just being back in full swing of things, having fun, enjoying the process. All that was just great.
Did you feel, even before you actually stepped on stage at the Legion, did you feel more confident knowing that your conditioning had gone to another level?
Yeah, I showed up and I was flat. I thought I was flat, and then I started eating, and then every hour I just got better and better. And I was like, oh man, are we going to do this?
Yeah.
Then I took a nap and woke up and I just looked insane. Better than I haven't looked in a while. So I was like, oh man, and then, when we got to the pre-judging, I was amongst the top call-outs. So I was like, okay, I like that. And then as the night went on, I just kept getting a lot of positive feedback from a lot of the spectators. Towards the end of the night, some of the judges gave me some feedback. And of course, I listened to the commentary online. So it was good to hear, people finally saw what I can do when I'm ready to go.
Mate, I punched the air when I saw the picture. When I saw the pictures, because like I said, it's not, like I said, I keep saying, I've seen guys with potential, but when it's so frustrating to think, like Ramy, a couple of years ago, I think everyone had just about given up on Ramy, and then bang, he went and did what you did and just pulled it out of the bag, and it's so great to see.
Right. It's a great feeling too. It's a great feeling as an athlete to finally see the fruits of your labor, actually pay off.
Yeah.
And most importantly, be able to be a part of bringing something exciting to the sport. Because I know a lot of people, even when I wasn't competing, would message me and say, when you going back? When you coming back? There's a lot of people that really wanted to see me. So I was happy to actually give them something that, to be proud of. And as somebody that's supposed to carry themselves as professional. So I was happy to actually rise to the occasion at the Legion and actually pull through with a nice physique.
Good. So now you've done Legion and it was a big success. What are you planning next then, show wise?
Oh, next show wise, next show we just plan on doing some damage. It's gonna be, for me, I predict it's gonna be the best me ever because I've been in this box for so long.
Yeah.
Now cut loose and train hard and put my size back on like I like. So I'm looking at a couple shows, New York, California, Chicago, something around there.
Good.
As the off season progresses and we see what's happening with the body, we'll know exactly which one, but it's going to be definitely one or all of those shows.
I think New York will be a good show for you because with your kind of thickness and freakiness, if you really bring the condition again, I'm sure you will. And if you've got time to actually make good physique improvements as well, I think you'll make an impact.
Oh yeah, I've always wanted, since I turned pro, I always wanted to do New York Pro.
It's a freak show. It's the freak show, isn't it? The big guy show, you know?
Yeah, I like the mass, you know, putting on size is something that always comes easy for me. Super easy.
Wow.
It's just, you know, putting in that hard work and not like you said, not bringing that conditioning, that kind of like, you know, but I think now I got a plan. We're gonna put some things together, starting to put in some work, and I think next year is going to be it's going to hurt a lot of feelings.
Good. So you said you're working with George Farah, correct?
Yeah.
So what's that been like?
You know, it's only been like I said, I linked up with him like last minute going into the Legion.
Okay.
So he didn't even really get time to figure out who I am, and you know, but so far it's been great. You know, he encouraged me to do certain things and push myself. You know, every now and then he'll call me and, you know, give me some words of encouragement. Good. You know, that really helped going into the show as well. And just, you know, not that I didn't have people behind me supporting me or anything like that. It was just a different vibe. I can't really explain it, but it was just a good feeling. And I was just ready to get back to it. And when we did what we did at the Legion, you know, with only like a couple weeks.
Couple weeks?
Yeah, it was only a couple weeks.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
It was like last minute. So he did do and yeah, man, that's what we did. So like I said, I wasn't even going to do it.
Yeah.
Do it just because he said, you know, you got a great physique. And, you know, at least come in condition and then can shut it down and then go back to work. So, you know, that's what we're going to do.
Thank you, George, man. So, because like I couldn't believe what William Bonac did with Chad Nichols in 6 weeks for the Arnold Classic. It shows that when you get that right combination and you get that right level of support and belief from a coach as high profile as, say, like a Chad or a George or a Chris Aceto or something, it's amazing actually how much difference it can make, you know, because those last 2 weeks, I mean, it's like the last week, it can make or break how an athlete looks, you know?
Yeah, so for him to jump in where he jumped in at, where he jumped in at and still was able to make some progress. Cause like I said, I wasn't going to do it.
Yeah.
And, you know, there we are. Top three, should have been arguably top two. But,
yeah.
You know, no discredit to anyone else, but you know, you come to compete. So, and I felt like I should have arguably been a second place, but I was happy with the third because I'd never been inside of the top five. Yeah. So I was happy with it regardless.
Well, that's your new jumping off point now, isn't it? You're your top three guy now. Now you can move up to first or second. You know, that's the next step up for you.
Oh yeah, you know, now that I tasted it, you know, I want it all the time. So I don't really talk about it, but I'm very competitive. I don't like losing.
Yeah.
We do this because we believe we can win. You know, if we didn't, then we wouldn't put our bodies and do all the paces that we do. So now that I taste that third place, I want second, I want third.
Yeah.
A win.
Yeah, but
so I'm putting in some work.
You have, I mean, 5 years ago, I saw the potential that you could be a pro show winner. Do you know what I mean? It was like, okay, this guy has literally got everything. And it was just a matter of just kind of bringing that kind of right package. Can I switch lanes a little bit? Can I talk a little bit about your work with the underprivileged show? Because I had several conversations with Cedric McMillan, who did similar things with like the inner city kids and the underprivileged youth. You know, can you talk a little bit about that and what drew you to that?
Oh, well, I've been in the field like from different entities for like off and on for the last 15 years. Mm-hmm. So I kind of got into it by accident. I was actually one time when I first moved to Wyoming, I was helping out a friend of the family, older gentleman, and he was taking me to lunch and pointed to this facility and said, "Hey man, this where these kids go over there. You'll probably be good over there, you know, helping out these kids." And I was like, "Nah." And then I remember I applied and I got a phone call that same day.
Wow.
Yeah, I went over there to work and at first I was like, I can't do this, you know.
Why?
Because, you know, you get a lot of kids from different backgrounds, you know, primarily kids that don't have parents that are involved. They're used to just doing whatever. You know, oppositional defiancy, you know, just nonsense, just, you know, they got a street mentality. So it was hard to break into that. But as I started, like, you know, relating to some of those kids, and because I was pretty bad myself.
I was actually going to ask, did you do that because you yourself had a kind of, you know, maybe a troubled past or upbringing or challenging times when you were a kid, you know?
Oh, as a kid, I was terrible. Always
honest.
in trouble, always suspended from school, always. But it wasn't until I was like 12 years old, you know, I found weightlifting. Yeah. And from then, you know, the behaviors got better. And then once I got into the field, all these different things, the people that I've met along the way, like, you know, people that influenced me to be positive, you know, outside of, you know, the household or whatever, coaches, things of that nature. Like when I started working, understanding them, I just started putting all these things together. Yeah. You know, and I talked with a lot of counselors, a lot of therapists, and they taught me different ways and different things of how to connect with kids. And after that, it became easy for me.
Do you think your physical appearance, I remember asking Cedric this, and he said the physical appearance, he said it is a good way to instantly just get their attention, and then you have to kind of follow through with the correct actions and behavior to try and be able to connect with these kids and make a difference.
Yeah, the physical appearance definitely helps in most cases. But a lot of times, you know, a lot of the kids coming from those areas, they look at it as a threat, you know, like, you know, you know, so they don't want to feel like, of course, their goal is to call the shots, you know, if you will. And so when we're dealing with them, it's like, you know, we're setting expectations and, you know, boundaries. It can be a little challenging, but the relationship piece, once you start talking to them, having these follow-up conversations after incidents, that's when the relationship really starts working with these guys. Yeah. You can get into the meat and potatoes of everything. So many layers to pull back off these kids at once. Yeah. You know? So the physical parents definitely.
Yeah, no, I imagine. Like I said, when it's different. But when Ronnie was a cop, he said he very rarely got into any sort of physical situations because purely of the sort of the physical size obviously makes difference. So what would you say was some of the key factors that enabled you to be able to make a difference to these kids and actually try and turn their lives around?
I had to say just the understanding, the empathy. Yeah. Because a lot of times when I was getting in trouble, my parents they tried everything. I would just keep getting in trouble. And as I reflect back on it, like, what was I thinking during those moments? Now that I'm an adult, you know, with more common sense, you know, what were some of the things what was I doing? Some of it can be just, you know, attention seeking. You know, some of these kids never had a father figure. Yeah. So a lot of times they will have behaviors just so they can call me in, you know, and then because they know I'm going to pull them to the side and talk to them and process with them and have these meaningful conversations. And a lot of them don't know how to ask for that. Yeah. You know, so simple that they've never been around a person where they say, hey, man, let's go talk. Wow. Let's have a conversation. Let's get to know each other. Like, that doesn't happen in their environment. So getting them to understand, like, you can use your words and say what you want really helps them understand, like, they can talk to people and act. So once we get there, which sometimes can be difficult, that's when the great things start happening. You know, improvement in schoolwork, improvement in behavior, their self-confidence, self-worth, all these things grow.
Did you get any of them training or learning about discipline and things like, even things about nutrition and kind of like discipline and like and also like respecting your own body and, you know?
Oh yeah, a lot of them. That's usually how our conversation starts. You know, they want to know how much a bench. And, And typically, I'll make them, achieve a certain level or phase before I even talk to them about bodybuilding, because, like they have certain levels like on a point system. So you don't talk to me about bodybuilding until you get to here.
Nice.
Why? Bodybuilding is all about discipline and putting yourself through the paces. Sometimes you don't want to. So I correlate that to them and help them understand, like, correlating the different, comparing working out to everything you do in life, you know? You know what I mean? So when you first start something, it's a struggle, just like weightlifting. You're not going to be benching 400 pounds when you first get into a gym. You have to start with the bar and then add your tens. And then before you know it, it's a progression. So that's kind of how I like gear it towards them to get them to understand. And then a lot of times they make the connection in both the gym and in their own personal life, which is great.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So did you miss it?
Yeah, but like I said, I'm still around kids too. So I'm still doing what I like to do. But the residential piece, I do miss that because, again, these are like a lot of kids that started out life without even a fair shot.
Yeah.
So, and it's difficult because now, that business is getting harder and harder. The retention rate, trying to get people to work in that field, it ain't easy, know. So I do miss it because I feel like I had something to offer, but at the same time, I have my two kids that I got to spend some time with, and I got to get better at that. And so, I had to make that choice.
Sounds like you have a good balance of work, life, family, with everything. It sounds like it seems like you've got your life how you want it right now.
Oh man, I'm far from it.
Far from it.
Far from it.
Okay.
But, every day.
Okay.
Every day, I can't say that I'm upset. I can say that there's some things that could be better. But everything is always a ongoing process. So for me personally, things are getting better. Now that I'm in the education field, I'm pushing myself daily to get better, whether I become an administrator someday or something like that. Just, creating that balance.
Good. So, are you going to be at the Olympia this year? Watching?
Probably not going to be at there, but I will be watching for sure.
Good. Are you excited for it?
Oh, it's going to be an interesting one. I mean, I wish I was up there.
Yeah, you're getting much closer, much closer.
Next year, that's my prediction.
Did you not fancy doing more? Getting jumping up to sort of not just top 5, but top 3 at the Legion. Did you not think, oh my God, I'm starting to nail it now. Why don't I go and do more shows? Did you not consider that?
Oh, I did. If it would have been another one to do, I would have done it. The first reaction from, I think George was like, "Hey, we got to go to Prague."
Yeah. Hang on, Prague, Romania, Spain. We had, there's other shows. It was Italy, France. I mean, we had, I think, all the shows at this part of the year, all over our side.
Yeah, I just didn't have my passport, or so I would have probably went. But so, it was definitely it was definitely motivation. At least I wish I would have had that placing in Orlando. And that, that reaction from, the critics and the fans and then go into the Legion. I think I'd have been better, I think. But, it didn't happen that way, but I'm grateful either way. And I'm still motivated. And I'm ready to go to work and get ready, and hopefully I can be on track for that New York.
Good.
Chicago.
So now you've kind of really started to nail the condition. Have you spoke to George about what you want to do with your physique from now until, say, the New York Pro?
Oh, blow everything up, man.
Do a Ronnie Coleman 2003.
The goal is just for me right now, just to get back in the gym and just be, take that added motivation and just get back to being relentless, training like I know I can, and just being thick, dense, and It's not that I had a lack of muscle.
No, you did not.
No, so, and I think the second time I did Tampa, I was the biggest I've ever been, ever. Actually dropped a few pounds at the Legion, but so size is easy for me. So we're gonna apply the pressure in the gym. We're gonna I'm gonna keep working with Macy Tony here in Houston on that pose.
Good.
So we can bring that balance too. She's been helping me out a great deal.
Good.
And just combine everything. Everything is calculated, strategic, and we're coming to win.
Good. It sounds like the new job's really helped. It sounds like you've really clicked with George.
Yeah, so far so good. You
yeah.
know, this right here will be the start to finish. So we'll see what happens. So I'm interested to see what happens too.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So I think we're gonna do some good things. I don't think a lot of people realize that we'll be on their heels faster than they believe it.
Good. I tell you what, Texas has got some really seriously good bodybuilders right now, hasn't it?
Yeah, you know, you got Hunter. Hunter is doing this thing out here. I see it from time to time. Who else is there? Got a couple females. Forget that. What's that guy name?
Martin Fitzwater, Keon Pearson are in Texas as well.
Yeah, Patrick Moore.
Patrick Moore, yeah.
Every now and then I see a few other people. Got the classic physique guy. His name Logan.
Oh, Logan, is that Logan Franklin?
Yeah, he's out here sometimes. I don't know if he lives here, but I see him out here a lot. You know, he makes himself presence around here. So there's a lot of competitors.
Good. Who do you train with?
Like in the gym?
Yeah.
Oh, I typically train alone.
Wow.
Yeah, I train alone. Every now and then, you know, I get, you know, some people come along and we train together for a bit, but majority of the time I train alone. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I got a certain approach to my training. I like to go. So I don't.
Thing is, you have a full-time job, you have children, so I suppose being able to schedule training sessions with anyone is probably quite tricky for you.
Yeah, I make it work. I just sometimes, you know, like I said, I like to push. I like to push real hard. That's like I take it as serious as anything else. I like to have fun too, but you know, I do push very hard. You know, my expectations in the gym are the same as if I was at work. You know, because this is work. You know, so we got to get it done. You know, regardless, come hell or high water. So I don't know. I don't really. It'd be nice to have one every now and then. You know, for extra stuff, but. Like I said, every now and then some people come along, we have some good sessions, but generally I do it alone.
You do strike me as a kind of a Metroflex kind of guy that I would see in Metroflex, throwing huge weights around, chucking the dumbbells, 200-pound dumbbells.
Yeah. I think the first time I seen that, that's exactly how I am. I like the small, dingy atmosphere. I just, you know, hardcore, just focused. None of that fluff stuff, just serious business, you know. You know, that's why I watch a lot of the Dorian Yates and the Coleman. You know, when you watch the video and the atmosphere that you train in.
Yeah. I trained in Metroflex in 2012 in the summer, and Branch and Johnny were right next to me, and they were Per Bernal was filming them. And we were doing shoulders, and I just thought, this is about as good as it gets, really, isn't it?
Yeah, those guys are intense, man. Like when you think about it, like I watch their stuff too. Like when you think about like that training partner and you know, absolute pushing each other and then competing with each other, man. That's the perfect example. Those two right there. Yeah. The stuff is pretty inspiring. Yeah. I like to watch this stuff. You know, it's no nonsense. They're just getting it in.
I tell you what'd be cool is a back training video with you with Joe Mackey.
Say again?
A back training video, because he's from Texas, with Joe Mackey. I think you two would be great training partners for back. I don't know why. It's just popped into my head.
Oh, yeah. You know, I just started watching him a little bit. He started working with Chad, you
That's
know,
right.
and I've seen some of that stuff, and he moves from weight. I like that. So,
The bar's bending when he does the
that'd
deadlifts.
yeah, that'd be a good one, man. You got to set that up.
Yeah, no, chest or back, I think, because I think that'd be quite a cool one to watch.
Oh yeah, it'll probably get pretty intense in there because he likes to move weight. So do I.
Nice. We'll set it up. I'll have a word with the guys at Gasp and see what we can sort out. But,
he's phenomenal strength, man.
All you Texas guys are. I mean, you're all maniacs in the gym, to be fair.
Yeah, that's pretty much summed up, man.
Oh, cool.
Cool. Yeah, that's man. We just take pride in our work and what we do, you know. And we do it for real. Yeah. So, you know, I can respect that.
Yeah.
All the level, just starting or you top pro, you know, if you coming in, putting it in, I respect it.
Good. Rasheed, before I let you go, mate, is there anyone you'd like to thank, any sponsors or anyone in particular you'd like to give some credit to?
Oh, yeah, you know, of course, I think, you know, pretty much everybody that's helped me out and supported me, you know, Cameron Bodner, George Farrell, you know, everybody at, you know, my gyms I train at, Iron City, they take good care of me. I train at Species Gym.
Cool.
They had me well over there too. They've been a real big help. Also Species Nutrition. Cool. I've just got on using this stuff here recently. So yeah, man, all those guys and plus anybody else. Now, I can't mention all of them because there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I'd like to thank them and let them know that, you know, I haven't given up and we're going to do some damage next year.
Honestly, Rasheed, I would say, because like I said, I saw you at 2017 Tampa, and I was really, really impressed with you. And it's just it was one of probably the best parts of this, certainly this last couple of seasons this year, seeing you like really kind of reaching that level that I knew you had 5 years ago. Because like I said, it's like Rami a couple of years ago, I said I kind of almost given up on him, and it was like, I think this guy's just going to be one of these guys that's just. But now it really seems like you're really sort of found your feet now. And I'm really excited for the New York Pro, mate, and Cali.
Yeah, that's the game plan. So as long as everything is, you know, coming together on the way there, then you know we definitely gonna be in there. So definitely one or all of those shows for sure. So I'm looking to get into work starting to we got another couple of weeks before we go full tilt. Good. And we're just gonna open this can up and just start the.
I love it. Open this can up. I like that. I'm gonna steal that one.
We're playing around, man. We just going back to the basics, having fun, and just giving the fans something to be excited about. You know, something new, something fresh. Yeah. A lot of great guys for sure, but you know, it's time that I get in the mix and see where I'm at and have some fun too.
Definitely.
That's what I'm coming to do.
Things are really falling into place for you this year, and I think next year is just going to be a whole new level.
Yeah, I mean, just the way my physique was, and me placing third has generated so much response. You know, a lot of people reaching out saying, "Like, man, about time." You say the same thing you're saying. You know, Rasheed, I saw you when you turned pro. I'm getting all these messages from these random people.
Good.
And it's great, but it's inspiring as well because, you know, I'm actually a fan of it too. Even though I'm not in the Olympia, I still watch it as a fan. So, you know, when you have fans that tell you that they've been watching you and they can tell you what show you've done and where you place, you know, it's genuine. Yeah. And so for those people, you know, I tend to work very hard and give them something to be excited about for the sport and to see me back up competing at my best, and just having fun. Good.
And now you're kind of really leveled up, and people really know that you've arrived now. It's like the pressure's kind of on, but it's surely good pressure. Like you said, it's inspiring.
Yeah, it's good pressure now because it's like, because you don't want to go back. You know, I already been feels like, you know, and I don't like it.
Yeah, yeah.
What I did at the Legion, you know, I like that.
Yeah. Funny that.
I'm excited to push myself to unbelievable heights, and get the desired effect that I want, you know, as an athlete, that I can, you know, look back and be proud of. And also, you know, for the fans who, again, pay their money to watch us and, you know, tune into us and just want to put on a good show. So,
Rasheed, keep up the good work with the bodybuilding. Keep up the amazing work that you do with the school and, you know, and the children and everything, because it sounds like, you know, you're smashing it on all areas now. So, Rasheed, thank you so much for coming, MD Glove Muscle. I'm glad I finally got hold of you, because I was actually trying to get hold of it, because I interviewed Josh Lenartowicz, Max Charles, a couple of others at the 2017 Tampa, and you were one of the ones I wanted to get, but I couldn't find you.
Oh, yeah, I didn't have no social media back then.
I think you only got it a few weeks ago, didn't you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm getting better at it. That's something that George has also got on my case about, too, you know. You got to post more. I need more content. So once I get back into training, I'll definitely be putting some stuff out, some clips out more frequently.
Good, man. Well, like I said, you got a good support there in George, and he can help guide you with all of that kind of stuff. So, because it is all part of the whole thing, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. You know, like, just find those pieces and then find what works, and when it works, you stick with it and keep moving.
Good. Rasheed, thank you so much for coming on MD Glove Muscle, mate, and I hope to maybe bump into you at the Olympia if you do decide to go at the last minute, because it'd be nice to catch up, because I'll be there. So,
likewise.
Yeah, and it's been a real pleasure, man, and thank you so much.
All right, nice meeting you guys. Thanks for having me on.
Take care, Rasheed. Bye-bye, man. I'm joined with, it's got to be the man of 2022, Samson Dauda.
Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for having me back on.
Mate, every time I speak to you, everything, your whole profile, your physique, your life, it just goes up it hits another ceiling, smashes through it, and you just become, I think you're almost at like godlike status now, mate.
No, I don't think so, man. We're just growing, man. You know, like, we're growing, life is growing with it, and everything else, and I'm captivating on that, you know, and just making sure we get the best out of it and make sure we use it, you know, to our best ability.
I just think it's really nice to see when the hard work is consistently paying off, and you can, like I said, I can see you just flourishing as an athlete, as a person. And your life, it's so great to see, mate. Gotta say that.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I think, you know, when you get a little bit of a leg up after working so hard, it sort of motivates you to even work harder, because now you know that your hard work is truly working. So you just get more fired up about it. You really want to push even harder because you know that something good is coming from it. So yeah, it feels good.
And I've got to say, Hostile seems so happy with you.
Oh yeah, I'm happy with them. I mean, they couldn't be, like I said, right from the get-go, they've been my best supporters right from when the last 2 years, they've literally jumped on and they've helped me every single step of the way. So I've always appreciated their help. Good.
So, mate, we're 8 weeks out from the 2022 Mr. Olympia. I mean, I can't imagine how you're feeling.
Oh man, I'm excited, man. I'm really excited, to say the least. You know, I mean, I thought for some reason, I thought I'd be more nervous. Well, that hasn't happened yet. I mean, fingers crossed, but it hasn't happened yet. If anything, it's more excitement than anything, and yes, I'm really looking forward to it.
Good. And like I said, it's like you turned pro in 2017, and it's like I said, it's just been a steady rise. But now, the thing is, you're not just going into your first Olympia as I'm a happy to be here guy. I mean, I've said it 100 times in the last few months. I do think you're going to be first call out this year.
Oh man, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I mean, I never thought for my wildest dreams that even last year when I qualified for the Olympia, I really genuinely said I'll just be there. Oh, I'm happy to be here because this has always been my life dream to qualify for the Olympia. So doing especially your first one, even now I still try to feel like, look, forget the hype, forget where you so worried about placing, and just try to focus on actually enjoying the experience because this is your first Olympia. You don't let it sail by you, and then you think like, oh man, I was so focused, I didn't even get time to really enjoy it. So yeah, you know, as much as it is, and as much as we're working our ass off to bring a physique that really could shock people, I still want to sort of mentally maintain that idea of, okay, you know what, it's your first Olympia. Enjoy the experience. Don't just, you know, don't get sucked in to that, okay, I gotta perform no matter what scenario, and enjoy it.
I think if you allow yourself to be distracted by, because like people like myself and a lot of people are kind of saying, first call out, top six. And also like you posted that clip from the Boston Pro and you've got like Phil Heath, you've got Bob Chick all saying like, shit, this, and Phil Heath saying, this guy's, he's a potential Mr. Olympia. I mean, do you feel pressure from that or?
To a little point, you do still feel the pressure, but at the same time, like I feel like, you know what, we've only started just touching into what my potential is.
Yeah.
And, you know, started working with Milos, it really opened my eyes to, oh my God, I did not know that there's this level I can reach. And now I'm so excited for the rest of it that even I know that if I'm able to tap that, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Yeah.
And I think with that, it sort of gives that, it takes away that pressure down. I know sooner or later I can become Mr. Olympia. So that is right there in the fallback of my mind. So when you get a lot of people saying that, it kind of feels like, it feels really good. But at the same time, I got to focus on the work that needs to be done. Yeah. I know that no matter, like when we showed up earlier, you see at Arnold, you know, we improved so much in that short space of time. And I said to everybody at the time, I said, look, whatever physique you see me bring at the Arnold, I can guarantee you by the Olympia, you won't recognize it anymore. It'll be so drastically changed, you won't recognize it. And, you know, people always say, oh, bodybuilding seems to sound, they always say those stuff, and he always sounds like bluster. But I generally saw the way we improved in that short time, and I said, wow, if I take what I learned there into off-season, it's going to be unbelievable. Yeah. And that's exactly what happened. So now people see it and going, wow, it's the changes, the transformation. But I saw this coming, you know, so it does give you, when you can see something happen, and now everybody can see it too, there's a sense of confidence that it brings to you to know, okay, I wasn't just talking, I genuinely was seeing it. And now it's kind of happening. So yeah.
Samson, I actually laughed at the there was a picture I brought up on Hot News a few episodes ago because I think I pretty much bring you up every week now because what you're every time I think, okay, he's just shocked us again, he ain't gonna do that next week, and you've done it like 10 weeks on the trot. I saw the difference. It was a front lat spread and it was from Prague last year to the Arnold. 4 months, and it's like, holy shit. And like you said, it's not bluster because you proved it. Look what you did in 4 months last year.
Yeah. And I remember like when I said like we did Prague, you know, I think it was about towards the end of November last year.
Yeah.
And I remember weighing in at Prague about we were 270, you know, just over 270. And then coming in Arnold, you know, I said like in the prep, I mean, you came out when you came to my place, and I was like, I've never put on this much size in such a rebound in that short time. And that was just coming up to March. That was in February.
Incredible.
So it's only been a few months. And then I was 10 pounds heavier going into the Arnold just in that period. So that was really an eye-opener for me because I'm like, wow, this is serious. And we didn't really have time off. Like we didn't have an off season, and we literally just came off one show, did a quick rebound for 4 weeks, and went straight back into prep again. And to see that result happen then, I'm like, well, what would happen if, you know, we really actually sat down and have a break and have an off season and have those time? You know, I'm like, wow, it's gonna be crazy. This is gonna carry on. It's gonna be crazy. So seeing it now, it's like, okay, hey. I mean, it was almost even scary to me, you know, because every time I put those two pictures together, I always stand back and look at it, and I called my partner and said, is this just me or does this just look crazy? You know? And she goes, oh, when is this? And I was like, oh, it was back in March. I said, and when is this? I'm like, yeah, this is one we took this week. And she's like, nah, she's like, this is crazy, you know. So I think that is kind of like, okay, we're seeing the changes happening, and it's almost freaking us out.
I'm gonna screenshot before when I'm in Vegas. I'm actually gonna take a screenshot, and I'm gonna have it ready in a template on the left. And then as soon as I'm at the Olympia, I'm gonna get a shot of your new physique at the Olympia, and I'm gonna post it, and I'm gonna put it on MD's Instagram. And I want people to say, how much time do you think there is between this? It's gonna be like 12, 13 months.
Yeah, you know, so it's definitely like, it was definitely intriguing, especially, you know, after we had an off season and everything else, and you know, I was hoping things would click in the off season. I was really hoping, especially it was my first off season with Milos, So I knew that things had to click and everything else because we see what we have achieved so far. And it just did, man. It just went really well. You know, everything just came into alignment, and we just started growing and growing. And everything else was like, wow, okay. You know, and we were all in good shape with it as well. So now, you know, coming down, you know, our biggest fear is, okay, you put on a shitload of new muscle. How do we bring you down to that crazy condition without losing all of it? You know? So now we kind of like, Milos is always telling Milos, don't worry, I got you. Don't worry, I know how to do this. We can do this. And he's been playing that role now. So we've seen, okay, we're coming down, you know, we're coming down getting sharper, but we're not losing that freakish muscle we put on this offseason either.
Yeah.
You know, so it's very intriguing, you know, very intriguing to me.
It actually, what's actually crazy is it actually looks like you're growing into the show as well. And you're actually coming down from a body weight. Yeah. It looks like actually your body is not just, it's coming down, but it's growing.
Yeah, and it's really weird because I've never experienced anything like that, you know. And like I said, like last week, I saw like, I'm coming down and getting sharper, but the cloth, because I was wearing 4XL t-shirts and 3XL shorts in the off season, I'm like, I'm still wearing 4XL and 3XL. They don't get any looser or anything on me. I don't have to drop back. So it's really weird because I'm like, okay, at this stage, normally when I'm at this stage, I could tell that, okay, you're now prepping. You've come down from off season. You're prepping. You no longer have that sort of thing. And you know, your waist gets, your leg, your trousers get bigger. Your t-shirt feels a lot more baggy and stuff like that. You're like, okay, now I come down to my prep clothing, you know, which is always a size or two below. Well, this time it's just like, no, it's not happening. It's not happening yet. It's not happening yet.
And you know what I'm really, really happy about is that, because I thought maybe there was a few months ago where people were focusing too much on your body weight. And I was thinking, are we just going to see a bigger, same version of Samson that he was last year? Because your symmetry is very good, but I did feel like you needed more chest and back. Yeah. And it looks, I mean, that video that Marlenka posted, you know, where she says, this morning where she, because I was like, you said when Marlenka's impressed, it's like, because she sees you all the time, because it was like your chest and back needed more. It just finished off the physique beautifully, I thought. And it's your chest and back now, they look perfectly in proportion. And that's the thing. Now you're going into Olympia with like perfect symmetry. You know, your conditioning's going to be the best ever. You're coming down nice and steady. You're bigger. You know, I just thinking this guy ticks every single box now.
And you know, and this is what we always like. You remember when we had the last interview, I said, look, I want to be a bodybuilder where it's not a case of someone look at me and go, oh, he's got great arms, oh, he's got great legs, oh, he's got great. And you have like one standout body part that everybody seems to refer to when they look at you. I want to be complete in every way. So when you go, oh, he's got great this, oh yeah, he's got great that too. He has great this. Oh yeah, and this is good. And you can pick up so many things that just flows and go together. And it doesn't, oh man, his arms stand out, but then his shoulders doesn't. Or his chest stand out, but his back doesn't. Or, you know, so we wanted to make sure that you have a physique that is symmetrical in every form and complete and has aesthetic lines to it. So, you know, it was one thing before, you know, they would say, oh, you're always good for the front and side, but when you turn around to the back, that's when it's kind of like, oh, it's not quite there yet. So, you know, this offseason, as much as people sort of think, oh, I was focused on growing, that wasn't the intent at all. We were thinking, okay, right, how do we make our body parts so much bigger? You know, how do we get the shoulders bigger? How do we get the back bigger and make it look so much freakier? And that was our main goal throughout the whole offseason, all our training and everything else. It just happens to be that I put on muscle size as well whilst we're doing it.
Yeah.
But now you can look at it, you want to be able to slide by the front and go, wow. And when you turn into the back, it's almost like a whoa, you know. So you have that completeness that you're just as impressive from the front as you are from the back.
Yeah. Because earlier this year I thought, because I saw your legs just all of a sudden just exploded. I mean, they just went to, and it happened so quickly, like, you know, from Prague to the Arnold. And I was thinking, I was hoping that you weren't going to lose that balance that you had. But then everything else just, as in the chest and back kind of grew, the legs, you know, and also, I mean, all this would be completely pointless if you hadn't kept the waist small. And you have.
Yeah, and that's one thing, like I said, I don't want to ever be in the point where I'm focusing on putting on more size and to keep the waistline small and to keep the lines. You know, if we get to the point where if we ever do a show and it's okay, all of a sudden now we're starting to see that is now coming out of whack, we're not getting that. Then it's a case, okay, now I got to go back. I got to shrink down a lot more so I can almost maintain that. So that is one thing that we always want to persistently have. that, okay, your waistline is always going to stay small, and you're always going to have lines all over you. Those are the two keys that makes up your physique to make it look as good as it does. So they're always priority.
And I know Milos is happy because he's reposting everything.
Oh yeah. I remember, when I sent him that video, because he's in Dubai currently, and I sent him the update video yesterday, and he called me up. He called me up very early this morning. I think he called me like 6 a.m. He woke me up, and he's so excited about what I'm doing. He's like, oh man, you only post the back shot. Can I post the rest of it? Can I post some more? Yeah. I was like, yeah, do whatever you want, And he obviously took the screen grabs from the video, and he made that little montage he did with all the shots and everything on it. But yeah, he's definitely excited, and he's definitely, feeling that, yeah, we go approach is actually working, and it's such a nice thing to see.
I'm really excited for those back shots, the radial bicep and the rear lat spread, because you always look good, but for me, they weren't your strongest poses. They weren't as strong as your front or your side. But now I think that because also all the separations there, and you're 8 weeks out and everything looks complete. I'm just really excited because, like they say at the Olympia, you've got to have those. The show's one from the back. It's the back shots that could make that could be the difference between 9th place and 5th place and 4th place. And it looks like now you've really, really, really got that into balance now, because that's two poses that you really, you're strong on, like all your other poses.
Yeah, exactly. And if you notice the last few months on my Instagram, most of my posts have been from the back. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I keep exposing the one part, the weakest part of me. So I'm like, look, I gotta work on this.
Yeah.
So until this gets to the point where people are freaked out by it and they look at it and go, whoa, okay, yeah, they've seriously improved. That is gonna be a thing, because like we said, we only judge on your weakest point.
Yes, exactly.
It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter how good I do from the front, it doesn't matter how good I do from the side. But it will always be the poses that you don't look so good at. It's got to be, those are your bread and butter. Those are the ones that you have to focus on, because that's the dynamic. So if you can improve them, always work on improving them. Everything else, falls in line. I don't need to focus on, having the best front shots when I know that they're already there. Yeah. If I improve the back ones, they'll just catch up to that.
Because the thing is, like, I'm not sure if you've actually even you have but Brandon Curry and stuff like that, but you've really, like, those top 5, top 6 Olympia guys from, say, last year or the year before. That's who you're going up against this year. This is the best. So if you don't bring your most complete physique ever, you're going to get exposed, and it'll be like, okay, then he's a second or third call out guy. So you need to be at your most complete.
Oh yeah. And it's crazy when thinking about it. Like, these are guys you're about to go up on stage with to get compared to. It's almost surreal, because like I said, it's been quite a quick rise for me, because looking back at it not long ago, even thoughts of being mentioned in the same names as those guys to be compared by them, it's so daunting. So you're not ready for that at all. So now I'm kind of seeing it and hearing it. It's like, okay, hell.
I would love to see a call out with you next to Rami.
Oh man, that would be very interesting, because honestly, I genuinely don't know how I would even stack up next to him. I genuinely can't even see, because he's so big and so damn just freakish that honestly, I'm even curious, because this is going to be one caller that if I'm next to him, I want to sit in the audience watching that, not because I'll be like, I'll have popcorn sitting there going, oh, this is interesting, So I mean, yeah, that's something I'm really curious to see.
Yeah, but do you know what? That's why it was like with the Arnold Classic. You stood next to Rodriguez, you stood next to Brandon Curry, and I think it was that standing next to those two guys in particular, the big guys, that people realized actually how big you were.
Yeah, and I think this is it, because like I said, it's always weird, because this is one thing I even do want to do in the off season, because if I posted my weight up, because I'm tall and aesthetic, people think they don't kind of jet on. What would be is my weight, when I put up weight, it goes everywhere.
Yeah.
It doesn't just sit on, okay, his legs go bigger, or his arms go bigger, or his chest go bigger. It always goes everywhere, And we have to really train hard to focus, where we want majority of that to go. Okay, we want to train your back. We want to put back as priority, so we can have majority of those gains happen on those sides and stuff like that. So when you're that complete and that big and that aesthetic, people, you say, oh, look, I weigh this much. People tend to think, well, it doesn't look that way. I mean, yeah, because I'm not blown out and overweight and, holding excess body fat. So it always looks different, But then when you then stand on stage, or you take a picture next to somebody else, that's when they realize, oh, actually, I didn't realize it was that big.
You do carry, I mean, I think because you carry the weight so well, like you don't look lumbering, you don't look like you're You know, you like your energy's always high. You're always very, high energy and stuff like that. I think, like I said, even when I was at your house back in February, until you actually posed right in front of me, I still, and I look at your physique all the time on social media and in shows and live streams. I know you. So, but I didn't fully realize just how sort of dimensionally large you were until you were physically, I could reach out and touch you in the shoulder,
Yeah, but all the thing, every time we go to the expos and everything else, people always say the same thing when they see it. It's like, oh my God, I didn't realize you were that big in person.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much different you look in person compared to the pictures and everything else. And I was smile, I was like, yeah, I do get that a lot. And it's like you said, until you stand next to somebody on stage, people, they don't actually realize that until you see it and they go, whoa, I didn't think he was going to look like that next to them. I thought he was going to get overshadowed or dominated in those poses, standing next to somebody. Silly question, but are you excited for what's coming? Oh, hell yeah. Very excited. Very excited. Extremely focused, And I think this is one where, like I said, we know we have to bring our best package to the stage. Right from literally the Arnold, coming off that, we were like, okay, right, stop, not next up Olympia. Every single session, every single meal, every single thing has to be geared towards us bringing our best to the Olympia. We have to solely commit to it, fully. So now that it's kind of like this stage now that, okay, we've improved each box we wanted to improve from the Arnold to now. Mm-hmm. It's coming off what we actually saw in the Arnold. We take each one by one. Okay, that's done that, fixed it. Okay, improve that. And now the last one is the most grueling one of all, which is get completely, utterly shredded.
Yes.
And hence why, the steps we're taking now, the program we're on, is like, okay, I want you in condition fast. I want you to get there fast and sit on there. So you get more lean as time goes on and your skin thins out more and more going into the show. And I was obviously, my worry was, when we lose all the new muscle, we just put on getting that condition quickly. He's like, don't worry about it. I'll have a plan. We just need to get you completely peeled out of your mind for it. So it was like, okay. So straight up, we started working towards that, So it's been hard.
I bet it has. I mean, I really like the way that you've seen what you needed to do. You addressed it. Like, your chest and back need to come up. Boom, it's come up. Yeah. Like last year, I was like, they always say, yeah, he's soft in the glutes and the hams. And then Boston. Pro, I remember watching the live stream and I was like, holy shit, he's got proper dugout hamstrings now and the glutes are in. It's like, so you actually, you listen to feedback, you speak to Milos and you put it into plan. I like it.
Oh yeah, and the Boston finals gave us the biggest lesson in terms of conditioning that we need to learn this year.
Why?
Because basically with all the other shows, like Milos, he was very reserved with me because he knows how sensitive I am to different and stuff like that. He's always kind of like, okay, we're still sort of running it in a safe line and just not pushing so much. So he won't push me to get too full. He won't push me to get extremely dry. He won't, because he knows that I can literally get tipped over the edge by Since you're being a big round guy, if you drive me out too much, I just end up looking flat and stringy. If you fill me out too much, I end up looking watery. So it's almost getting that fine line. And I think in the Boston final, we managed to nail it. I realized, oh shit, that's the formula. That's it right there. We just did it. That's it. So leaving the Boston show, the best thing we could have taken away was from that finals and going, yeah, that's what we need to do in Olympia. That's exactly what we did there. That's exactly what we're going to repeat when it comes down to the last bit of Olympia. So now we're looking at going, yeah, we know exactly how to bring me, if not better, a lot better. We plan to be a lot better than Boston, that's true.
I like the condition Boston. I really did. Because I like the look you brought to the Arnold, but you could see it was like branded. It wasn't quite, that you knew that you could get drier and more, like in the quads, you could get more separated. And then a week later, you did it.
Yeah, exactly that, and so learning from that, it's really kind of been interesting. Like we've learned through the offseason, we learned from the rebound, we learned every stage where we've just listened to what, the feedback come from the judges and everything else, and they say, okay, what they want to see next. And we literally took all that away from the company earlier this year and going to right. This is our homework. Okay, time to go to get to work. Let's start fixing these things. Let's start working with them and actually get them sorting them out. And now it's just like I said, the last and final straw is just getting the conditioning right. And yeah, I'm definitely excited to come to the Olympia stage this year.
And I'm very looking forward to watching, hearing Phil Heath's commentary, because obviously he's commentating the Olympia. And I've obviously spent time with Phil, but he got that that gig for the Olympia live stream because he did such a good job at Boston. I think he shocked everyone because it was like, holy shit, this guy really can break down a physique. And he was very complimentary of you. So I'm really looking forward to hearing what he says about you at the Olympia.
Honestly, that was, I mean, I have to have the clip saved because that clip, those, what he said there during that period, he motivated the hell out of me.
Good.
Like, seriously, motivation gave me coming on that show because then, you know, even like we did Arnold and we did Boston show, it was still that sense of you're not quite sure where you stand in terms of, okay, how good can you be, where you standing right now, how much you need to improve to catch up on everything else. So hearing him watch the show and say that at that point, it wasn't so passed through him. It was him looking at his own eye and giving and saying those things. It truly inspired me, man. It really made me feel like, okay, shit, okay. Time to get to work. If he thinks that, then we're definitely going to show. We're definitely going to work on it. So, the things, you know, between him, Dexter Jackson, Bob Chick, it was definitely inspirational, man. It really kind of fired me up.
It was good. I watched it a couple of times. You posted it the other day, and I watched it back a couple of times. I pressed the watch again, you know. I was like, wow. Because I was imagining you just being like, oh, you know, because that's the instant feedback from, you know, the greats, you know. So, Samson, before I let you go, mate, how's Marlenko and the dog? Cerberus?
Oh, they're really well. They're doing really well. Trying not to be too much of an asshole in this prep, so they keep me steady. Yeah. So
all the new house, new car, all good. Not crashed it.
Oh yeah, everything's all good, man. Everything is definitely working well. And like, you know, like I said, this is sort of the prep where you come up to a point where you're just in the zone with it. You like everything is fine. Your life is smooth where you need to be. You don't have any stress, so you can genuinely focus on bodybuilding. You know, and that's what it's been like this year. It's just you don't have anything else pulling your attention which way, you know, where I've always worked or I've always had jobs and things I have to do to make ends meet. Now, having all that completely taken away from you, you know, it just gives you that pure laser focus because, you know, there's nothing I need to worry about. Just focus on doing the job that's in front of you now, you know. And the other thing, having that sort of ability to give you that kind of focus is making the results crazy, man. It's made it really like, okay.
And thing is, those couple of years where you were working and obviously all the problems with the flying and stuff, it's like now you're fully appreciative of the position you're in now because everything is all your ducks in a row now. You've got no distractions. You've got everything you've ever really wanted, you know, to be the best you can be.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. You know, so when you're looking at that and you're thinking, you're just thinking, okay, you know, this is a start of something great because I don't think that the physique we're going to bring to this Olympia is going to be something by next year. It's going to be something even more crazy, you know. At this point, you know, I just feel like I'm in this complete anabolic zone where I'm just like, everything is just honed in for me to get better each time I plan, you know, so it's crazy.
I just want that first caller, and they say Samson move in between Rami and Brandon and Hadi on the other side, and I can just imagine. I'll be losing my shit. I mean, you
can imagine what I'll be like in the stage. Probably you try to keep a cool face, you try to stand there and be like, of course it is, of course. You think, no, man, I'll be
bashing elbows with Rami, going, get out of the way, little guy.
Probably crazy. That would be absolutely insane.
Awesome. Samson, I'm going to be mindful of your time because, like I said, you're 8 weeks out from the Olympia and you're always, like I said, you're always so great with, you know, being accessible. And I do appreciate it. And I said that last episode in Global if you go and watch it. I said I actually said you're a dream.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. You know, I love doing these things. I love talking to you guys. Definitely appreciate it.
I mean, your energy is just like, I mean, whether it's the day after the show, day before a show, 8 weeks out too, it's like it's just, I can feel it. I mean, and like I said, it's just been nice to follow that journey right from 2017, 2018, fourth in Prague, and then boom, you've just kind of it's just been a steady rise ever since, mate.
I mean, it's absolutely crazy, man. I get to do what I love for a living. So obviously, you can only feel one way no matter how hard your day is. You can only always smile at it and go, well, you're doing exactly what you always wanted to do for a living. Yeah. You know, so no matter how bad it is, you always smile and go, well, I'm lucky.
Yeah. Tell me, you must have broke the treadmill being at 320, mate. That little fold-out treadmill. I was thinking that he's not going to take his weight soon.
I have broken so many furniture at home this off-season. It's almost laughable like a joke. And then when we started prep, you know, I'm started going on a treadmill. I mean, the treadmill, I think the weight limit for the treadmill is 110 kilos. So
that's your leg. That's your left leg.
So it's a bit away. So it's almost like you're almost like you're holding onto the two bars on the side, and you're trying to put as limited weight on it as probably because you know that belt will only overheat in a few minutes if you put all your weight on it. So yeah, kind of is interesting.
Right, Samson. Myself and Lauren are both at the Olympia. We're both booked up now. Mate, we're going. So
awesome.
Like I said, it's just it's going to be. I think you're probably one of the three most things I'm most excited about for this year's Olympia, and I think a lot of fans are, mate, because you really thing is you're someone that's actually delivered and exceeded expectations every step of the way. And like I said, you've got a lot of people behind you, and your success is well deserved. So Samson, give my best to Marlenka and Cerberus. Give him a good dog pat. And I'll speak to you very soon. But thank you so much for coming on, mate. I appreciate it as always.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. It's always nice to be here.
All right, Samson. Take care, mate, and I'll see you in Vegas.
I'll see you in Vegas.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Okay, guys, welcome back to Hot News for Season 5, Episode 10 of MD Glow Muscle. Just to let you know, we've all myself and Lauren have literally, was it yesterday we got back?
Yes.
Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday morning. I can't keep track of the days.
Today was Monday.
Tuesday, Monday. We came back Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, doesn't matter. We came back from the EVLS Prague show. We had a fantastic weekend, didn't we, Lauren?
Yes, we had a great time.
We did actually, really, really good time. Amazing hotel, with amazing hospitality from the promoters. Adam Kindle, the main promoter guy. But what a production, what an event. These guys really, because I went to the first one in 2012, and this is the first one I've been to, well, in 10 years, and it was the 10th anniversary. So very, very, very impressed with the production. Go check out the live stream commentary from myself and Lauren. They did really love our commentary because they've asked us back, was it twice next year?
Yeah.
Once or twice, yes. So, and the feedback was great. So, and also we're getting a lot of, we're getting asked to go back and do regionals and pro card qualifiers and stuff. So I think next year we're going to be away a lot. So I better make sure I get my passport. Otherwise, I'm going nowhere. So, but what a fantastic trip. Love Prague, even though we didn't get much to see much of it. But it was a really fantastic show. And of course, the big news was the big guy, Krizo. I'll come to him in a minute. But also go check out all the other coverage that I did 2 wrap-ups with Jen Juresi. And we did, because literally the venue was on the bottom of the hotel underneath. And then literally after the prejudging, I would jump in the lift, and within 2 or 3 minutes, I was up in my room where it was nice and quiet, and I did 2 wrap-ups with Jen. So go check those out, and also check out the Prague female category review with Lauren Lutter here on the Buff Bombshell show. I think this comes out on Thursday or Friday, is it? Friday. Comes out on Friday, so check that out. So I'm going to obviously concentrate on the men's divisions. Okay, guys, sorry, I had a bit of a cable change there, so I was just in my flow as well. So obviously the man of the moment, really one of the biggest talking points of 2022 in the bodybuilding scene in the world, has to be the incredible rise of Samson Dauda, the Nigerian Lion, a UK athlete, turned pro in 2017, took 4th at the Arnold Classic this year, 4th at the Boston Pro, and it's just, his progress videos have been blowing everyone's minds. And sorry, I thought you were gesturing. Oh, not again. Not the cable again. So I had to get him on, and I wanted to get him on at this point before it kind of got too deep into his prep, because he's working so hard, and I know that I know Milos, because he trains them hard, so I don't like to bother him too much, because he would probably say yes, because he is amazing as a media guy, as a whatever. He's absolutely amazing to work with. He's, like he said, every interview he gives us gold. And he's always made himself very, very available. And we do appreciate that, Samson. So, okay, we're going to go to his account. And Halloween. That's cool, isn't it? I wonder who did that for him. Who did that? Maybe he did it himself. There's, okay, that's his pumpkin head. Yeah. So, right, okay. Now, this was Samson at 280 at the Arnold Classic in March. And I've got to say, I predict that he's going to completely blow this out of the water, because I know obviously athletes kind of look big and full at 6 weeks out, 8 weeks out, 10 weeks out, but I can see that he has definitely made some gains, definitely in the back, everywhere. I mean, his legs are just, yeah, wow, exactly. His legs are absolutely ridiculous now. I don't know why, I can't predict how much heavier he'll be because I think his conditioning will be better. So I'm going to make a prediction now. I'm going to say that Samson's going to step on stage at the Olympia at about 285. And bearing in mind, his waist is tiny. He's got beautiful aesthetics. He's kind of got the size and mass of like a real sort of top 5 Olympia guy, but he has the aesthetics of a classic. So, I mean, I predict that he's going to completely annihilate this look. And he's been working so bloody hard. I mean, I went down and stayed at his house in February, and, you get a feel for their mindset and their lifestyle and everything. And I tell you what, Samson is on the case. And I think he's one of the most anticipated newcomers to the 2022 Olympia. And I do think he will be first call out. I don't know whether that means top 6 though, because like I said about Brandon Curry in the 2017 Olympia was first call out, and he ended up in 8th place. So I do see Samson highest, I think 5th, lowest, I think about 8th. I think, yeah. And he said, I'm going for top 10. He's kind of not one of these deluded guys that thinks he's going to go in and win the Olympia, even though some people actually think. There was a video on, was it Fuad?
I tell you what, I would put my money on for Samson being my dark horse.
The dark, what, for the Olympia win?
Yes.
Seriously?
If something had
Wow.
happened,
Okay.
those guys backstage,
Okay. Well, I mean, thing is, you don't know whether...
food poisoning's a thing.
Yeah, and you don't know whether... Malek could be doing all their food for him. That's Samson's lady making... Oh, just a bit of a joke. But like I said, you don't know who's going to come in off and who's going to... And if Samson really nails it like never before... Because like I said, the one thing you can always count on is the guys that make constant improvements. And Samson is constantly improving, and he's not even done yet. I mean, he's... but I think we're going to see the best ever version of Samson, is my point this year. Look at his hamstrings there. He never had that before. That's the thing he always lacked in the glutes and hams. He was like that dugout look, but he really has that now. I think he was even better conditioned at the Boston Pro, actually. But I think there's so much excitement around a lot of the new guys coming into the Olympia, because Andrew Jack, Samson, now Krizo, these are guys that could potentially do very, very well, because a lot of typically newcomers come to the Olympia and they can, it's hard for them to make an impact, and they don't really go jumping into the top 5 or the top 6. Nick Walker was an exception last year, because he won the Arnold Classic, the New York Pro, and he did fantastic, but that is more the exception than the rule in bodybuilding. So anyway, let's have a quick look at anything else. So here is Samson. This was Samson at the EVLS Prague last year that he won. I know, exactly. He's 270 there. He said he was 270 when he won that. 4 months later, he came to the Arnold Classic. He was 280. So this is November 2021. The video I showed you before was March 2022. So that's 10 pounds of muscle, and with better conditioning and deeper separation. So that's 10 pounds of quality weight, not this bullshit 20 pounds. I'm 20 pounds heavy, and realistically 12 of it is muscle, 8 of it is water or fat or both. Hey guys, sorry about that. We just needed to do a quick camera change this time. So we're all good. We'll get this done. Don't worry. Right. Okay. So basically I was saying this was Samson EVLS last year, 270. He's 280 at the Arnold Classic. And I do believe, I don't think he's going to make that kind of jump again. I don't think he's going to be like 290. I think 290 would probably be, no, I just don't see those kinds of gains happening again, because I do believe we'll see a more refined, conditioned, because Milos is going to want to bring him in his absolute best. So I think he's going to probably want him in condition probably several weeks out. I know that's what I spoke to Milos. That's what he likes to do. So, okay, we'll have a look at one more video. Is this the recent training video? So, there's a picture I want to see as well. Yeah, you can see everything's popping, everything's thick, everything's full. I think a lot of people are expecting to kind of be one of the shocks of the Olympia. There's always that one guy that either is an existing pro that makes a big jump up, or even someone like Samson that is a newcomer, because even though Samson's been around for a few years, this is his first Olympia, because obviously he got his first win at the Prague last year, which qualified him for this year. So, yeah, can't really... That's why I like those cables. I know. Yeah, well, shoulders and arms and a bit of back. But I like those cable rows. The handles. Do you ever do the static handles, or do you do the, what's it called? What are you getting it for? Oh, okay. Okay. Guys, sorry, just had a bit of technical issue. So anyway, this picture that really, really blew my mind was Samson Dauda doing his bikini shot pose. His bikini competitor pose, feeling cute, might delete later type pose. Someone actually wrote that. I stole that, actually. So, yeah, you can see just the sheer amount of muscle. Look at those legs. They must weigh 100 pounds each. Seriously. I mean, that is just absolutely insane. So yeah, like I said, we've shown Samson every single week over the last few weeks, and he's very, very impressive. I mean, we showed this one that completely blew minds. This is the short version. It's only 9 seconds. And of course, we've used edits into the Samson interview as well. But this was the one I think really, the last real update that really kind of showed me that Samson has made significant improvements. Was a side tricep and one with his dog. Oh, I thought the dog. There he is, the dog. Because I know the dog's in one, not in the other. The side chest. But yeah, as you can see, beautiful aesthetics, size, shape, everything ticks every single box. And he's a great poser, thank God. So we will get to see at least some decent posing routines at the Olympia. So that was it. That's pretty much what I want to see on Samson. We're going to go to our next guest. The guest who came first in this episode was Rasheed Oldacre, 2,000 followers. So you can see he's not really a social media guy as such. This was a guy I remember when he won the Nationals in 2016, NPC Nationals. And he was he was absolute monster, but he just didn't have the conditioning. I did see him at the 2017 Tampa show, and again, lots of size. I mean, everything was there, everything in an abundance, but again, it was the conditioning. Then he shows up to the Legion this year looking like this in, much, much better conditioning and really starting to show just how much potential this guy has. But so I was really, really happy to get him on. And he reminds me of Ronnie Coleman. Yeah. And when he speaks, he's from Texas as well. So it was obviously, I wonder if he could play him in a Ronnie Coleman biopic.
Maybe.
Yeah, let's get some acting lessons, mate. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, well, yeah. Called the film would be called Yeah Buddy. Ronnie Coleman's life ain't nothing but a peanut. No, it's nothing but a documentary or something. I don't know. Talking shit. Right, okay then. But he's a big dude. Like I said, not much on his Instagram, which is because he did say in the interview he's going to get a bit more savvy with the old. Get a tripod. Oh, don't be one of those guys. I refuse to go into any gym that I'm tripping over people's tripods as they film, because that is a dick move and it really annoys me. And I actually stopped training at a gym because there was people in there literally filming themselves benching a plate, and they're doing IG lives and they're getting annoyed when you're walking in their camera shot. And it's like, what is that all about? Seriously, have a word with yourself, guys. Different for kind of like Rasheed, he's a pro. He's actually got a physique. Some of these guys, it's just a bit tragic. So stop it, annoying me. It's why I like to train like hardcore gyms where there's very few people and nobody, just people are just there to train, get the headphones on and just get on with it.
Normal commercial gyms are really good annoying.
They are. I couldn't. I mean, listen, unless it was a last resort, I wouldn't train at a commercial gym. It would annoy me too much because I'm a little bit stuck in my ways in that respect. Here, thanks. Here we go. So that was 2018 Tampa Pro. So yeah, he's looking. I mean, he looked better than he did in 2017. But you can see the conditioning and the refinement still wasn't quite there. So I was really happy to see Rasheed really getting that conditioning, getting top 3 at the Legion Sport Festival just a few weeks ago now. And he's got a lot of potential and interesting guy to talk to as well. I really appreciate the conversation we had. Like I said, there's not a great deal on there. It's just a few, not much on there. That's basically what I'm saying. Lots about family and stuff like that, which is great, but, as a bodybuilding fan, I want to see training and I want to see contest videos. I want to see everything. So maybe he can jump on that and raise his profile. So, okay, we're going to go to Victor Kalberg. This guy, I've been speaking to him on Instagram. This was the guy in Prague, the videographer.
He's fantastic.
Yeah, he does the really high. He's like that Gilco Productions in America that do a lot of the pro shows. And so anyway, I want to bring up some of his work because it's really, really good. And it's nice to see good new photographers, good new videographers. And also, I didn't know. I was trying to work out which one he was, but I didn't actually see him. But
I was trying to say it on the live stream.
Yeah.
Cut me off there, but he's amazing.
Yeah, he's very, very. And there's Enrico Hoffman, who had on last episode. Enrico got 6th place. I thought that was harsh. I thought maybe 5th. Yeah, I would have had him 1 or 2 spots higher. The judges just didn't seem to want to see him that much. I mean, they didn't move him around. They kind of made the decisions. I mean, I think he looks absolutely fantastic here. I don't know about you. I mean, look at this now. Look at the middle bicep. I mean, Everything's there. I mean, his back is incredible.
Yeah, stunning.
Shoulders are incredible. Look at that. I mean, that's like, I can't really fault that. The shoulders, look at them. Stripy shoulders, guys. We know we like stripy delts. But it's just his quads from the front, I would say, is the only thing the judges could possibly mark him down on. Or, you know, move him down in the placings. But I mean, the conditioning, everything else, I don't really see why. And I'm really, really rooting for him at the NPC European this weekend because he is doing it. And he is doing Romania as well. So we will be at Romania doing live stream for Jake and Lena and the Wings of Strength team. So we're very excited about that. But I think he's absolutely incredible. And I think this is his first year in the open, moving over from the 212. So I do fully expect to see more from this guy because I really, really rate him. I mean, everything's there. It's just, like I said, I think, let's fingers crossed he gets a good look in Spain this weekend. But he was the guy that as well really impressed us. I said this guy could be the European Bumstead one day, but he was 6th place.
Oh,
And
he's the numerical bear.
What's his name? Kuba Kolinek.
No,
Hang on, it says on here his Instagram is Kuba Kolinek, but I remember his name was Jacob, wasn't it?
Jacob.
Here, look, Giles Tiger. I had him higher. Another year or two and he could be the European Sea-Bum.
Yes.
But I tell you what, he looks young, so obviously he's a new athlete, but for me, I imagine he's still quite under the classic limits. So wait to see what happens when this guy puts a little bit more size on. But he was a standout for me, you know, and it was a good lineup. But look at him. Look at the clean lines, the separation. Just to zoom in a bit. I mean, I can't really fault him apart from maybe he just needs a bit more overall thickness and development. But that'll come in time. So maybe I'll have to find more out on this guy because he is really, really impressive. In fact, let's go. Do you know what? Let's have a look at his Instagram. I want to give him some love. So it's not Cuba. I thought his name was Jacob.
I think it is Jacob.
Jacob Kolinek. Yeah, this was the guy. Yeah, I mean, I hope he keeps going. I hope he does more shows, maybe even this season. Maybe he's going to do some more. So he got top 6. Yeah, I thought I would have put him down as a top 3 guy. I would have. Yeah, I would have put him as around about 3rd place. But very, very impressive, very aesthetic, very clean looking physique, nicely separated, great condition, great presentation. And like I said, another year or two, watch out for this guy because I think he's really, really going to make some waves and make a big dent in these lineups. That's all I want to see really on his one. Just want to give him some promotion. Here we have, I keep forgetting his name, Abasai Peters from Holland. Now this guy was, for me, the clear, I can even remember his number, 54. He was the clear winner all day long. We were told that he'd done 3 pro shows. He was 4th, 3rd, and then he came here and he didn't just win, but he won it outright in a very, very good lineup. I think 13 guys in the men's physique.
Very good lineup.
Yeah, it was about 13. It wasn't as big as some men's physique lineups, but really impressed with this kid. And he's going to the Olympia. He was 11th place at the Olympia last year. So even to place at the Olympia is a huge achievement. And he's only 25 years old.
Yeah,
Young, yeah. So I think we'll have to get him on Global because I haven't had a men's physique guy on for a while. And I spoke to him at the after party and I thought he was a great kid. I got a really good talk with him and I got a really good vibe going. So I thought, yep, I'm definitely going to have to get him on Global. And I'm really excited to see what he brings to the Olympia as well. Let's have a look. Oh, we have Peter Molnar as well. I had a good chat with Peter Molnar afterwards. Because Peter was 2nd, if you remember, at Hungary when I in last episode. At the Fit Parade that I was at a few weeks ago, he was 2nd in the Classic. I actually had him winning. But here he's doing 212. Now, I said to him, because he is qualified for the Olympia as a 212 and a Classic now, and I said to him, look, what are you going to do at the Olympia? And he said, I'm definitely going to do 212 at the Olympia because I have to lose 4 kilos off this to make Classic. And he said, and it comes off my legs, which I can't afford it to. So I think he does obviously look better as a 212. He had 4th place at the Arnold UK. And he's won here now. And he did say he's going to do Japan as I think it has to be a 212. Because he's not going to go down in weight and then go up and do the Olympia again, is he? No. I said, so why aren't you shutting it down? Why are you doing another 212 show? And he says, well, I just really want to go to Japan. He said, I think it'd be great. He said, I'm really excited about going. And, it's in the lead up to the Olympia. So that's what he's going to do.
He's stunning poser.
Fantastic poser.
Oh
Oh, beautiful.
I think he was one of the best routines for me.
Yes, he was. No, he was. He was very creative, and it was creative. It's just something creative. It's just because some guys just come on, they hit the compulsories, and that's it. Bullshit. But Peter, you know, it's nice to see that people actually put a lot of thought and creativity into their posing routines because well, it's not just two things now. It's three things. I like condition, I like good posing, and I like stripy shoulders. Because non-stripy shoulders is not a good thing. Go watch last episode to find out why. But I mean, look at him there. I mean, everything's popping. His chest, his shoulders, his arms are incredible. And his legs don't look like a weakness like they do when he does classic. So like he said, when he loses that 4 kilos to make classic from this, what he brings the 212, it comes off his legs. And that really is something he can't afford to do. So 212 it is. And like I said, he's qualified now. But it's a nice position to be in. If you actually qualify for both, you actually have the choice. So very excited to see Peter at the Olympia, because last year he was at the Olympia as a classic. And so what do we want to see? Is this another video? Yes, it is. Yeah. So here we have the big Krizo, absolute monster. So this is the prejudging, isn't it? Because I can tell because all the tan came off on his armpits. Oh, it looked messy. It looked so messy.
It was a horrendous tan.
It was. But the thing is, in the morning, I saw him at 2 hours before he went on stage, and he turned up and he was white as a sheet.
I hate to say, but I think Krizo knew that I was not impressed.
Okay, but he did fix it for the night show, in fairness, and he did look a lot fuller, and he wasn't puffing, and I think maybe he was a bit stressed, and I think maybe what the pressure was on. But at the night show, he seemed a lot more relaxed. He seemed a lot more confident. He looked fuller. He'd sorted the tan. But the show, yeah, definitely. And also this new guy here, Kokeni. He's doing Spain this weekend as well. So go check out mine and Ron Harris's preview. Recorded it earlier today. So by the time you watch this should be out. He's an X212. He was third place here. Kokeni from Hungary. So great new pro into the Open anyway, an Open competitor. But I was really, really impressed with this guy. In fact, some people actually had him winning. I did hear some people saying that Kokeni could have won this. Personally, I thought the top two was pretty clear between Krizo and Jantarek, who was the best he's ever been. This is a guy I think took 6th place here last year. And I spoke to him afterwards and he said, you know, obviously he's very, very happy with his 2nd place now. Jantarek will be in Romania, so we'll go and see him again out there. So,
he looks stunning.
Yeah, Milan Shadek as well, looking probably the best he's been certainly the best he's been this year. So that was a really, really, really good to see him back up in that top 4. But anyway, I wanted to give a shout out to Victor Kalbug, VK Photo. So check his workout, absolutely incredible. And it's like I said, it's great to see these good quality, high quality photographs and video from true artists. So it's great to see. So I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more from this guy on the European pro scene. So, and the thing is, if you're a competitor at a pro show, you know, this is the guy you go to because it's very, very, very high quality resolution. So, okay, we're going to go next. Going to go to Michael Krizonek. I think we just call him Krizo now, don't we? Krizo, who was absolutely, like I said, I was worried at the prejudging. I was disappointed, but he managed to pull it round and fix everything for the night show and looked absolutely sensational. As you can see, he hasn't posted that much since the show. I imagine he's just all excited and getting ready for the Olympia, maybe taking a couple of days off. But, I mean, the guy, you've got to see this guy in the flesh. He's just, I mean, like I said to Ron Harris in the preview, I said, seeing his arms up close were reminiscent of Ronnie Coleman at his peak, because I saw Ronnie at a few Olympias and Grand Prix back in the day when he was at his best, you know, the greatest of all time. And he was just, it was comparable, the actual girth of this guy's arms, the amount of muscle. And there ain't any crap going in them either, because you can see striations in the delts, you can see clean separation. And also, when guys don't do this, like Krizo, it really hits, I think it hits home for me most in the readable bicep, because you can see all the separation and all the muscle and all the lines in the arms and the shoulders. And for me, it just makes the pose that much more impressive. So, I mean, like I said, he's got 7 weeks of work coming up. I don't know whether he's going to make top 10 this year, but I do think in another 2 years time, I think he will be a threat for the Olympia title. I think he's that good. I think he's 32 years old now. 31, 32, something like that. So he's still a young guy with plenty of time to make all the necessary improvements so he can make a really big impact as an IFBB pro. I mean, yeah, he could. I mean, you know, that shredded, that's a top 10 guy. But like I said, we haven't seen him shredded yet, you know. So let's just wait and see. I'm sure he'll be a lot sharper here. Sorry, at the Olympia than he was here because he needs to be. And he's got 7 more weeks of prep. So I'm sure he's going to be monitored very, very closely by his coaches and by his team. And they're going to want to bring him in his absolute best. But what a sensational newcomer to the IFBB Pro League. And he was a very, very exciting part of this season, of this event, you know, and leading in the run-up in the last couple of months. Oh, lights just got off. It's okay. Yeah, so that was pretty much, like I said, we've shown him a Krizo before, but look at that. I mean, those arms are real. There's no crap going in them. So there's no ding, 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 ding going in there.
He's very big.
He's because when I saw him at the house, at the after party afterwards, he just sat down. I think he was just looking on his phone, just looking on Instagram. And I mean, just when the guy's just relaxed, he's an absolute monster. And the thing is, bodybuilding loves a monster. And I tell you what, he does fill the gap that maybe Ruli Winkler is now leaving.
I think he will be a very, very big talking point for future.
Yeah, like kind of like Rami was in 2013 when Rami came along, when Ruli came along in kind of like 2009, 2010. You know, people get excited about the really big, freaky guys that are big and freaky from the outset. You know, and like I said, Krizo fits that bill very nicely. And like I said, I just know the line at the Olympia to see him, the crowd response, I predict will be absolutely it'll be like Rami when he walks out. You know, Andrew Jack. You know and like I said, they're all new guys as well. So one apart from Rami, 2-time Mr. Olympia. So like I said, it was nice to see that he delivered. There's just 3 steps. He had to turn pro, he had to win a pro show, and he has to go to the Olympia. He's achieved those first 2. He got pro at the Amateur Olympia 3 weeks ago in Italy. He's won his first pro show, which is bloody impressive. And like I said, now the pressure is on for the 2022 Mr. Olympia. Can he make top 10?
Yes.
I don't see why not. Personally, I don't think he will be top 10 this year. I think he's more of 11th to 15th guy, personally. But like I said, we shall see, and I won't be shocked if he does make that 7th through 10th. You know, I don't think he'll make top 6 this year. I think that's a next year thing. And then the year after, I do think he could be a threat for the title. I really do. Like I said, because like he's young, you know, and he's got good support, good sponsors with EVLS team. And like I said, a lot of people want to see this guy succeed. And like I said, we all love the big new guys. So anyway, right, okay, I'm going to go to Peter Molnar. I just want to show a couple of pictures really because he looks so impressive. And I think I can't decide whether I prefer him as a 212 or as a classic. I think it comes down to maybe how he feels as well. Because if he did say it's stressful to get 4 kilos off that. You know, when you're ready and you're looking great and you're full and your physique's looking its best and you know you've got to take 4 kilos off to just basically make it into a division, which is the classic division, which is obviously based upon height and weight. I think maybe you want to maybe take that pressure off because I'm guessing he's maybe quite under the 212 limit. So, because then he doesn't want to be stressing trying to get ready for the 212, you know, and make weight for that. Because if he doesn't make weight for that, then he's screwed, really. So, you know. So, like I said, I just want to quickly bring Peter up, and I am looking to get him on Global Muscle very, very soon. It looks. Though this was the Arnold UK. This was when he tried to make classic, but just missed it. And hang on, we'll see that. Yeah, so he just missed classic. And he had to do 212. So I'm guessing he must have missed it by maybe a kilo. So as you can see, his legs in this picture compared to the one I just showed you before, you can see, because he said to me himself, he said, yes, it does come off my legs. So yeah, so it does. I get it now. I get it. So, okay, then I'm going to go to Bodybuilders Without Borders because I want to see what else has been going on. Obviously, we had Big Ramy guest posing. Looks good. I'm not the biggest Ramy fan. I've got to be honest. I don't like the shoulders, and I think his lower lats lack a lot of thickness. But I loved how he looked at the 2020 Olympia. I thought it was incredible. I was so happy that he finally really brought, the conditioning, you know, but I'm not the biggest Ramy fan. Maybe it's just because he's been around for a few years, and we're bodybuilding fans, we're kind of fickle, really. We like to see new blood and, you know, new athletes coming in. But yeah, he's awesome, Ramy. He's awesome. Will he win a third Olympia this year? I don't know. So let's is that Theo? Yeah, it is Theo. Yeah, because Theo's competing at the NPC European this week.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. The thing is, he's already qualified on, well, he's at the top of the points, so it'll be very, very hard for someone to knock him off. So I think he's doing the NPC European because he wants to get a win and take the pressure off.
Le Croissant.
Because Le Croissant, I'm just going to call him Theo Le Croissant now. Did I tell you I sent him a message on? I said I was at the hotel and I saw a big basket of croissants and I shouted out Theo. I think he's probably getting bored of that now. All my dodgy French.
Why don't you try and learn some actual French?
I'm pretty good at French.
No.
Oui. No.
Oh my God.
See, I'm almost fluent.
Oh my God.
I mean, almost fluent if you count, you know, just being able to say 2 words. Yeah. So Theo's looking good. Is he looking a bit small there? Is that just
the angle and it's
yeah?
up the camera.
Because he's been prepping a long time. Don't forget, he's done a lot of. I think this is his 6th show this weekend of the year. But I'm sure Mauro Sassi, his coach from Team Stones, is monitoring his body weight and everything else and making sure. But like, God, he's been in condition all year, this guy. I tell you what, I really feel for the guys like him and Andrew Mutzi, who've just been competing. You know, it must be hard. And I really take my hat off to these guys that can just keep doing show after show and bring in the conditioning as well, you know, because he hasn't been off in any of these shows. He was top 3 at the New York Pro as well. Pavel Baran as well, 7th out of 14.
He was also good.
He was very good, wasn't he? George Farah thought he should have been first call-up, but I said to George, the one thing he does lack is he lacks from the back. Look, I'll show you. See, yeah, he lacks the bit of lat development, but everything else is absolutely incredible. See, that's nice physique, isn't it?
Yeah.
He was 4th here in 2018 at the EVLS Prague.
I really think he should have also been considered for that first call-out.
Yeah. Well, he's kind of like top of the second call out here, but yeah, I mean, he could have been 1 or 2 spots higher. But like I say, I know that Steve Weinberger likes shape and symmetry. So if you've got a body part like Enrico, quads from the front, Enrico Hoffman, or someone like Pavel Baran that maybe does lack, you know, because in the back shots, if you haven't got a back, that's 2 shots you've lost really to other guys that do have good backs. So yeah, he's very, very good, very good. But I mean, see there, that's a really nice physique, very aesthetic, great lines, great balance. But I tell you what, once he thickens the back up, he is going to be a first call out guy. In fact, I think he'd probably win shows like this. You know, any show in Europe, I think he could win. But he needs to bring the back up. He's got to really, really hammer it. He's going to have to do a Jay Cutler and do 2 sessions a week or 2 sessions a day or something. But because everything else is there, you know, he's really impressive. And he really is one of, you know, Czech Republic's best pro bodybuilders. So, yes, let's just see one more. Oh, Alfred Kiriak as well is competing this weekend at the NPC European. So I'm really excited. We had him on Global Muscle 2 episodes ago. And I think this is a guy you can't count out. He could win Spain this weekend. So look at that. His upper body, the density and thickness and fullness is just incredible. And his conditioning as well. Look at when he straightens his leg now. Look at his leg. Now, ready? Look at that. Look at the striations now. Ready? Wait for it. Look at that.
Whoa.
Yeah. Crazy, isn't he?
God.
Absolutely fantastic. And like I said, it's his first season as an open. He's already took 2nd place to James Hollinshead at the Tsunami. No, was it Tsunami or Yamamoto? Tsunami. So it was Tsunami Pro. It was Tsunami Pro.
So many pros.
I know. There's been 2 shows in Italy, loads of shows. This guy was very good as well. This was from Poland. I forgot his name now. No, that's not Makes. No, I'm sure that's not him. I forgot this guy's name now. Make Sayasla. Are you sure? I'm sure it's not that. No, this was. Oh no, sorry, this is a different guy. This was the guy that took 4th in the Open. He was very, very good. Beat Enrico Hoffman there. So very complete, very nice condition, great posing. So I was getting him mixed up with the 212 guy. So I thought bloody hell looks big for 212. So yeah, another great new face to see to the pro ranks there and making top 5 in a big show like this. So yeah, let's have a look. Anything else? Yeah. Okay, that's everything I want to see on there. Okay, we're going to go to the Romania Muscle Fest, which myself and Lauren will be at next weekend doing live stream commentary again. So I won't really go through everything on here, but we're very excited because Brett Wilkin will be coming over from America. Texas, I think he's living in now, isn't he? Texas. Yeah, they moved from Florida. Was it Florida or Texas? I know him and Ivana Vucic.
They live in Florida.
The Figure Pro, they live in Florida. I thought they moved.
She's a wellness pro now. She's switching.
Oh, she switched to wellness. Okay.
But I don't think she's competing this year.
Okay. So anyway, we just want to give them a shout out because we're really, really looking forward to going over next week because we had such a great experience last year at the Romania Muscle Fest. And obviously for Jake and Alina and Tim Gardner and all the Wings of Strength team, what a team they were, weren't they?
Yeah,
Amazing.
Tip-top.
Very, very good. And it's nice when you can go and not just enjoy the show, but have overall a really good experience and just have a lot of fun and just a really, really good venues and nice hotels and it's not too far to fly either as well. So, because old granddad here likes to travel. So actually, I don't mind traveling. I'm looking forward to the transatlantic flight for the Olympia anyway. So, right, okay, I'm going to go to a final one because basically it's the NPC European this weekend. It's a 3-day show, 2-day amateur, and on the Sunday will be the pros where they have all 10 pro categories. I'm not going to reel them off, just all of them. 14 pro cards for the amateur here, look.
Oh, more pros.
Yeah, more pros coming through. It's just what we need. I think 850 new pros isn't enough, is it, this year?
I think we really have to reevaluate some stuff.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, possibly. The thing is, I mean, then again, we've still had shows where some of the lineups have been quite small. So, and the best guys and the best ladies will always rise to the top, and and the judges will always pick out the best of the best. So it doesn't really matter how many people are in these shows. If people are ready, they're ready. If they're not, they're not. That's my point. So So anyway, so this is like I said, there's Emilio Martinez, who's completely dominating the Spanish pro scene now. I heard he's completely wiped out the elite side in Spain. So so I was reading today, someone was saying, which when you think about it, because he's on their turf really, because obviously their head offices are all in Spain. So and Emilio has been going 4 years now, and he's managed to build an absolute giant of a presence with the NPC and the Pro League in Spain, and he's collaborating with other countries like Italy and stuff like that. So this is great to see, and he also supports a lot of the other promoters as well. We saw him at the Arnold UK, we saw him in Holland. We're going to see him in Romania. He's actually judging in Romania. One of the judges. So it'd be nice to see everyone. It's like I said, it's nice when you see these same people and these same teams of people, because it is kind of like a bit of a family, isn't it? So anyway, so just check out. We'll be coverage myself, Ron Harris and Jen and everyone else, and Lauren will be doing stuff on Buff Bombshell as well for the female divisions. So please stay tuned to MD for all the updates, all the live watch parties, everything, and previews and reviews and all that sort of stuff. So just like I said, just keep checking us out. So guys, okay then, that is it. And also check out the latest issue of MD. I've got a couple of good articles in there, and my column as always. And guys, please do not forget to hit the notification bell, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And and I hope you've enjoyed this episode of MD Globe Muscle. Right, guys, it's 7:00. I'm going to go to the gym and get swole. Are you coming? Of course you're going to the gym. What are you working? Glutes. Because you need your pro card. Yeah, okay. Well, you can be the 836th pro of the year. I mean, why not? You came... Lauren, you came very close last year. You came very close. You won your class at the Big Man Weekend, and you just missed out on the overall.
No, I just don't have a nice body.
So, we'll just have a nice body, yeah. So, that's not story of my life, love. Right, okay then. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'm planning a very, very special couple of episodes as well, following up. Which is tricky because all these shows are going on and we're trying to sort of, but anyway, so we'll keep fighting on. So, okay then guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. And ladies and gentlemen, we are out.